Graham G. Matthews, BleacherReport.com. SummerSlam week, and we're talking to WWE Hall of Famer Jimmy Hart. Jimmy, what's going on, sir?
Man, it's great. Can you believe I was on the first WrestleMania, and I was on the first SummerSlam. Is that crazy?
That's crazy. 30-odd-something years later. Talk about that, and has the time flown by? Has it gone by slow for you?
Well, you know, my motto is I'd rather go on the road and wear out than sit at home and rust out.
Okay.
So it's been good.
And going to all these different shows, you're at Money in the Bank, you're here now, traveling. I mean, that's got to be the best part of the gig, right? I mean, obviously meeting the fans too, that's got to be cool. But
listen, without them, we wouldn't be here doing this.
For
you know
sure.
That too. But they're so important to this business. We're really any bit, whether it's concerts or rock and roll or professional wrestling. You know, they're so important to everything. But like I said, and I enjoy seeing it. It makes an old guy like me feel pretty good when you walk through the crowd and these young kids go, Jimmy Hart, Jimmy Hart. So that's how strong our network is.
Yeah, and especially being here in Nashville, too. I mean, just the South and everything else and your ties to it. Walking down the street, I mean, I assume you're still wearing the jacket. Do you still have the megaphone with you as well, or no? Or are you not wearing the jacket? You're trying to be, like, incognito?
No, you know what? Here's what's good. Yesterday, I looked like Johnny Cash. I walked down the street to look around. I had black pants, black jacket, everything on. And all of a sudden, the people, Jimmy Hart, Jimmy Hart, Jimmy Hart. And I thought, that's pretty darn cool after all these years.
Yeah.
And the people still know who you are, so it made me really feel good.
Was these, like, older people, or, like, especially now with younger people, too?
It's a mixture because,
it's cool, yeah.
You know, you forget, hey, Mattel just sent me a new big box. It's just me, Bret Hart, and Neidhart, our action figures. So I think because of the companies like Mattel who redo all of our action figures and put them out there in the Walmarts and Targets and all those places.
Yeah.
And between our network, all that together, and every now and then they throw us on TV for a little special appearance, and then all of a sudden promoting shows like Money in the Bank before WrestleManias and SummerSlams, it kind of keeps you in the... You know, social media is so strong now.
100%, yeah. And you're all over Twitter. You're constantly promoting yourself.
It's unreal.
Yeah. I mean, just talk a little bit about the social media and just kind of... When did you really, like, feel like you found your footing with that and kind of getting used to it and, like, all right, I figured Twitter out. If there is a way to figure out Twitter,
well, you know what really happened? I have some people that do it for me because I still don't go tweet Twitter. I don't want to get in no trouble.
Well, at least you're not lying and saying that you do it yourself, so at least you're honest.
If anybody says I did anything on Twitter, I say, I can't even do it, so you can't accuse me of nothing, baby. But what happened is I did a show last year with, who was it? Bailey.
Oh, okay.
And Bailey and I were together, and we went to the Mavs ball game, do promotion.
Nice.
And Bailey leans over, Jimmy, let me get a picture. I said, okay. We took a little selfie.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, she goes, look at all those 600,000 or 700,000 people. So I don't, what? She goes, yeah, but she hit it to all the other girl wrestlers. They tweeted it out and did all this, but I just realized then how strong the social media. But look at Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Is that SummerSlam tomorrow?
I know it. You know what? I didn't know you even had an energy drink out. A guy was doing a personal appearance the other day, and they go, hey, it's a Logan Paul energy drink, Prime, I believe, or something. I went, what? I went, dadgum, I couldn't believe it. This guy's everywhere.
Yeah.
He's going to be a big name for us. You watch.
I was going to say, Logan Paul officially signed with WWE in the last, let's say, year, couple of months.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at the next generation, so to speak, looking at the fresh faces that have arrived on WWE TV. Anyone else in addition to Logan Paul that really stand out to you?
Oh my gosh!
I mean, the whole roster's great.
Have you got 2 hours? You know, but you know what I'm looking forward to is the main event, and I'll tell you why. What's Paul Heyman going to do?
Okay.
Is Paul Heyman going to do the flip-flop and join Brock Lesnar? Or is he going to be true to the tribal chief? What do you think? And you know what's so good about Paul? People always ask, what do you think of Paul? I said, I love him, and I'll tell you why. Have you noticed a lot of times when people do interviews, the people go, what?
Yeah.
What? When Paul Heyman talks, the audience listens. Nobody goes, what? So that's a lot of respect for him, so he's great.
Going off of the manager standpoint, what do you think he's going to do? I mean, you have the history as a manager. You have that experience. If you were in his shoes, what would you do if you were Paul Heyman tomorrow night?
Well, you know, it's all about the Benjamins, you know what I mean? But let's face it. Who is Roman Reigns connected to?
Well, it's, you know,
The Rock,
of course, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if you got the Usos, who are one of the greatest tag teams I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You got the Usos. You've got Roman Reigns, who is, you know, when he gets through this, you know he's going to be a big movie star. You know that.
Yeah.
But also you got the bloodline with The Rock.
Yep.
And so if it was me, I think I would stay. I'd hang in there. But Brock's unbelievable too.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
And
no, you can't go really wrong with either one.
Either one, it's a home run either way. So that's what I'm looking forward to see what Paul's going to do.
Fantastic. And not only that, we're here in Nashville, as I mentioned. Personally, my first time here. So I'm looking forward to just checking out the city. Any space, any place specifically you think I should check out food-wise, to go tourist attraction, whatever?
Well, you know, everything's changed so much since I was here. You know, I was back in the days of Jerry Lawler, Andy Kaufman, and Jerry Jarrett was our promoter back then,
Yeah, yeah.
Jeff Jarrett's daddy. And so when I was there, Nashville was doing great, but all the shops have changed since then. But if you go out at 2 o'clock in the morning, which I didn't, but today when we came over to do this press junket,
Yeah.
it was early, all the lights are still on. There's bands starting at 8 o'clock in the morning going to 2 o'clock, and another band comes in from 2 to 7 or 8, then another band takes over from there. So it's rock and roll from one side of the street to the other. It's crazy.
Well, it's crazy. We got the Taker thing tonight, so maybe after that we'll go check out the town and see
Is
what's
that
going on.
tonight or tomorrow?
That's tonight.
Oh, tonight
That's here,
too?
yeah. It's in this
Oh,
building.
I
It's
know
going
it's
to be
gonna
this
be
week.
here. Oh, that's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be
Well, tomorrow's
phenomenal.
SummerSlam.
I might buy a ticket for that myself.
You have to. It's going to be a fun time. He's going to share a lot of stories, and I'm sure you're a lot
He's great. He's been, like I said before, when people talk about a Mount Rushmore, how can you put a Mount Rushmore without putting 50 people on there?
Yeah.
With Triple H and The Undertaker and Hulk and Flair and, oh my gosh, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. I mean, the list goes on and on. The Rock, Stone Cold.
Yep.
I mean, John Cena. I mean, oh my gosh, it'll take forever to name them.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to see some of those Mount Rushmore stars tomorrow at SummerSlam. You mentioned the main event. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, undisputed WWE
great.
Universal Championship. Jimmy, you're going to be in town all weekend for SummerSlam. Pleasure talking to you. Thanks so much for the
You've
time.
been great. Thank
Appreciate
you for all
it.
your
Thanks,
help
Jimmy.
through
Thanks
the
so
years.
much. I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
guys.